Hi folks, I'm Mr. Weston here from Mr. Weston Game Review, and I can't think of anything else to say in my introduction. So, now if you just tuned in after my last video, congratulations to you. And if you just saw my Theatrythum Final Fantasy review, I did only put it up a couple of seconds ago, so good on you. So this was going to come around as soon as I finish this. I'm going to be doing a comparison of the game Theatrythum Final Fantasy on the 3DS, which came out this year, relatively soon, and the iOS version, which came out last month. So here we go. They're essentially almost the same game. One's on two screens, of course. Essentially, the top screen of the 3DS is pretty much does nothing. Everything is done on the bottom screen, which is right here. Everything's done right here. So you do everything on the bottom screen. And of course with the iOS, only the one screen. So there's not much to that. So I'll explain some of the major differences and pretty much almost a shocker in the last part of the video. So here we go. Let's talk about the graphics first up. They're pretty much on par. I'm, of course, using the iOS 5. One thing to note is it will only work on the 4th gen and above. So if you do have any of the lower gen iPod touches or the lower generation iPhones, this won't work for you because it wasn't designed to do that. So the Theatrythum Final Fantasy for the iOS looks pretty nice. Functions just as well. To get more of the online stuff, of course you need to use Wi-Fi, and of course if you are using the 3DS, the same goes for that as well. So look, graphic-wise, there's pretty much no difference actually. So I'm gonna have to give a tie to that one. Next up, I believe, is sound actually, and they pretty much sound fantastic actually. The sound for Theatrythum Final Fantasy is essentially the same. Same goes for the iOS actually. Now of course they're both music-based rhythm games. And you do have, if I recall, about 43 included songs with the 3DS version, and I think with the included songs is about 52 or so. So, and I think it's about the same with the iOS version as well, actually. So, look, sound-wise, it's almost a tie as well for that. Actually, I can't really say much actually. So they pretty much sound great. You're going to get pretty much almost the same thing. Now we'll try and get a bit more out of this. So let's go on to functionality. Look, one thing that is different actually is with the iOS version, you can actually post your music scores on Twitter, and of course share your scores with other people. You can do the same thing with the 3DS version, but you only, of course, it's Street Pass, and I'm gonna find actually. I reckon more people have used Street Pass. I mean, with the amount of Street Pass cards I've received from people, I've got about, from last count, I'm just looking at it right now, about 39 actually, so which is pretty good. I must admit I am not using the Wi-Fi version. I'm not using Wi-Fi on the Theatrythum Final Fantasy at the moment, so you're not going to be able to get me on that. Or I'm also not on Twitter either. I might remedy that maybe next year or so. So look, with a bit of functionality, the fact of the matter is you're getting a bit more views on Twitter than you are with the Street Pass. But having said that, you are going to get more attention on Street Pass depending on where you live. Actually, and since I'm around the Victorian district, we do get. I reckon I've gotten more people from with using Street Pass. So with this, I reckon 3DS does sort of win outright with functionality, in my opinion at least. Gameplay, well, they pretty much operate the same actually. With the touchscreen, most of the controls is used with this screen here. Wow. this screen here. It is relatively bigger than the iOS screen, which is this one right here. And of course, I will say this: the rhythm stuff that you got to do on this one does get a bit blocked off with the everything. It's everything on the screen at the one time, so that doesn't really help actually. So look, with gameplay, I sort of do have to go with the 3DS version again. Also because with you get a bit more functionality as well with the challenges. You actually get a bit more songs out. You get a bit more songs out of this. If I recall, what's the word I'm looking for? You actually get your events music play. You don't actually get this with the iOS. Actually, you only get your battle music and your field music, and that's pretty much everything on here. So if you do look with Final Fantasy 13, you notice the third option, which is the Fires of Fate, and that is your event music screen. So hence why I got to give it to the 3DS. Now, the last category, I didn't actually have one for the World Ends With You review comparison, and it is price. Now, considering this is freemium, now if you did see my last review, of course freemium means you do have to pay to get more content. With this, you only get 2 songs and 13 characters. There is another 25 characters actually. Unlike this version, actually, you actually miss out on 2 characters. I believe they are Ramza and Sarah. Now, I think also Tifa as well. You don't actually get them on this version. You get them on this version, which means you do get a bit of extra characters to unlock. But that's not all, actually. I believe you actually get more songs out of this as well. If you do include all the characters, if you do include most of the songs, including the downloadable ones as well, if I recall, you can download about 52 songs on this. Now, there's 52 songs on that. You get the package deal, and up there is about 113 or so. There might be about the same on this as well, but some of these are repeats. So if you do go to the Chaos version, some of these are I don't think some of these are repeats. Actually, no, I don't believe they are. So you get another 12 songs on this as well. So let me think. 13 by 3 is 39 plus 52 is about. Sorry, I'm actually going to be thinking out loud here. So do the math to put it on my comment screen. I'm not sure how many songs are on this, but you got about, I think it's around 100 songs on this, and you do get about 113 on this one. Now back to price. Now this part I did work out actually. Now when it comes to the freemium, we'll start with the 3DS actually. Now in Australia, each of the songs on the 3DS version that you can download, there's about 100. There's 52 songs on here. Each one downloads for about $1.50. Now, if you include that with on top of the game price, which for me was about $59.95, around $69.95 or so. I'm not sure, depending on how much you pay for it. You're paying about another $78 for the songs if you do decide to download them. One plus around that is around $137 actually, $137, $138 give or take. Now iOS, wait for it. You do get, with your 13 song packages, you do get another 4 songs on each depending on which ones you download. So 13 by $2.99, it's now another $38.87. Plus, if you do decide to download the separate songs, which are about 99 cents each in Australia, I should say, is another $58.40. That's 59 by 99 cents, $58.40. Now, if you include the characters that you do decide to download, it's another $1.99 for each character. 25 by $1.99 is $49.75. So the all up is actually $147.03 if you decide to download all of that content to this version. Price wise, I sort of have to give it a tie actually because it's so about the same price or so, give or take. Granted, this is probably maybe $10 cheaper or so. I'm not sure how much I paid for it because I remember buying it a couple of days after it launched. So, hence why it's relatively a tie. This is about 280 megabytes to download. I will say that. It does take a little for the songs to download as well, depending on your connection and how long you wait. I think it actually typically took me all day to relatively download every single thing on there. So with that, the win does have to go to the 3DS version. So, which let's be honest is a no-brainer. It's been out. It's been out for months. You use the bottom screen for everything. Top screen shows good stuff on there. Beautiful graphics as well. You got your 3D functionality as well. So this comparison does have an alright winner. It is the 3DS version. Get yourself the 3DS version. You can find it in stores, I imagine. I'm sure they haven't sold out of them. Of course, you can always download the iOS version as well. Remember, it is free, but if you do decide to get everything else, it does cost a lot of money. It's free. It takes about 280 megabytes to download. So that's it. Winner 3DS. So I reckon that will do for me today. I'll do some more videos probably later on, but I reckon I'm spent for today. So this is Miss Wilson. We're going to go on 12 minutes. Catch you guys later. Bye.